Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, June 16th, and I am reading a fantasy horror book that I started last night. And I haven't read it today, and I don't think I will because it's very late already and I have been focusing on another book today. But yesterday I started The Devils, which is fantasy and horror and one of my anticipated releases. And I am really enjoying it. I really liked what I read, but also I feel like the other book is it's more of a priority right now in terms of like scheduling stuff. And the other book I did start today, like earlier today, and that is Dragon Keeper, which is book 1 in the Rain Wild Chronicles, which is part of the Realm of the Elderlings series, which is fantasy. And I got to page 91. I still plan on reading a bit more tonight. And I'm also really liking this one. I feel like the last trilogy I read, no, it wasn't a trilogy actually, it was a quartet. No, this is the quartet, right? Right, okay, this is the quartet. The previous series was a trilogy. So the last trilogy that I read from this, I liked, but I didn't love, I didn't absolutely love it because I felt like it was very slow and not a lot was happening, and I was just waiting for the plot to plot. And in this one, I'm already invested and we are following, so I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling what comes before in this world, especially in the second series of this world, because it's set in the same area as this one. But there are basically some creatures that are going on a migration through the river to build a cocoon and turn into something else. And it's not really going well. I don't know if this says here in the back. Okay, it does say in the back. So yeah, it doesn't really go well, the transformation that they're going through. And we're following the characters that are humans and other things that are overseeing that as well and trying to help those creatures. And we're also following a character called Elise, I think, and she is she really wants to study these creatures and other ancient creatures, and her parents really want her to get married. And now there's this rich, apparently very handsome guy who is courting her, and they have talked about the arrangement for their marriage, and I guess they will get married. And yeah, she just really wants to study the dragons and the other creatures and just not really just be a wife. She wants to have her own life. And that's all that I've gotten really, I think. But yeah, I'm definitely invested, and obviously it helps that I'm already I already understand the world, I know kind of what's going on, because maybe it doesn't sound that great when I told you, but for me, who knows what came before and what this all means, I'm invested. I'm very into it. It's definitely still slow. I feel like all of the books in this world are slow, but some more than others, or maybe I'm more invested in some plot lines than others. But yeah, I'm liking it. I still plan on reading at least 30 more pages, which is the next chapter, which, huge problem, this series, I feel this whole, all of the series in this world, they have very long chapters. And honestly, this book, and I think all of the books in this quartet, they have a pretty big font, which is not common in this series. Usually the font is tiny, 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 and the books are really massive. And this one, this series, I feel is the exception. Maybe because it's 4 books instead of 3, because if it was 3, obviously it would be more in each book, math. So yeah, maybe that's why, and I do appreciate it. But still, the chapters are very long. There was a chapter up ahead that I was seeing when to stop to update the vlog for this video. There's a chapter is 40 something pages. I'm why? Why does it need to be so long? Why not divide the chapters? I hate long chapters. It makes me feel like I'm not progressing. It makes me not want to read. Anyway, that doesn't really matter right now. So yeah, my plans for this week are these 2 fantasy books. And if I get tired of fantasy, maybe I'll throw in something else. I don't know, but main focus is, I think, going to be this book. And on Thursday this week is actually a holiday. And so, I do have to go into work for an hour and a half, maybe, because I'm doing like stuff with time points, and like I need 4 days in a week, like in a row, to do this essay, and there is no week in June that is like the entire week is a work week, because there are holidays like every week in June. So I'm going there because I need to get this done. And on Wednesday night, my bestie is gonna like come over. We're gonna have a sleepover. I think we are gonna watch the Minecraft movie, which we were gonna watch like at the movie theater, but then we decided to watch Thunderbolts instead because it was when it was coming out. And then we would watch Minecraft movie in a sleepover. So this is gonna be that sleepover. And yeah, that's all that I have going on, I think, this week. Because then the weekend I'm going back to like my parents' house, and I don't have any plans really. I'll just go. So yeah, that is everything that I had to say. I think for this intro, I've been talking for honestly longer than I was anticipating. So yeah, that is everything, and welcome to the vlog. Hello, so it is Thursday night, and I am on page 370 of Dragon Keeper, which is 2/3 in, and that is all that I have read this week. Is just like the 2/3 of this book, and I'm really liking it. I don't really know how to tell you anything else other than what I said like in the intro of this vlog without spoiling like the previous series, because it's the fourth series in like this fantasy world, so it's hard to talk about it without spoiling other things, obviously. But I'm really liking it. It's definitely moving slowly, which I absolutely expected, but I really, really, really love the characters, especially two of them, Elise and Tamara. Like, I absolutely love them. I feel very connected to them. So even if it's not like moving fast, if things are not that much is happening, I'm enjoying like every second that I spend with them and just like learning more about them, and just being with them. I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm having a really good time. And I mean, there's things happening for sure, and the things that are happening are also like very exciting, and we are like learning more about the world as well, which I really enjoy. And dragons, I love dragons. So I mean, honestly, the dragons that we're seeing here are like very bitchy, which I don't like. The dragons personalities of the one, especially like the one that we're following the most, I don't like her personally, but I do like, dragons as a whole, and like seeing the dragons and learning more about the dragons as a whole. But like the one that we're following, she is a real bitch. So I don't like her. Like, I understand sort of why she feels the way that she feels, and like why she acts the way that she acts, but also she really annoys me. But overall, I'm really liking it, and I still want to read a bit more tonight. Like, I stopped here to film my update for the video of this book, but I still want to read a bit more tonight, although it is almost 2 a.m., but we can ignore that information, and I will read maybe like one chapter, which one chapter is probably very long anyway. It's 26 pages. I mean, could be worse, honestly. There were a few here that were like almost 50 pages, so 26 is not that much. So yeah, I'll probably read the next chapter. And yeah, going well, going great. Not like 5 stars kind of great, because although I am really enjoying the characters, like I would prefer if it was faster. Yes, for sure. But yeah, still going very well regardless. And so yeah, that is everything that I have read. And yesterday my friend came over, and we watched the Minecraft movie, and we hated it. So there is that. We both wish that we could go back to a time where we hadn't watched that movie, but sadly we cannot. And like, we were both expecting something very like stupid, but not like the way that it was, because we were expecting stupid but like funny. But for us, we didn't really find it funny. So yeah, we really didn't like it. Like every time we paused to like comment on something, I just wish I didn't have to press play again. So yeah, like if I was by myself or if she was by herself, we would not have just like we wouldn't have finished the movie. We wouldn't even have gotten like halfway. We just finished because we were together, and it's always better to suffer together than to suffer alone. So yeah, that was that. And also something we realized, like the librarian villager, they have a book on their head, and we have never noticed that it was a book. We always thought it was just a hat. Because we were seeing the character, and I don't know if it was her or me, we were like, why do they have a book on their head? And then I looked it up, and like the character in the game does have a book on its head, and I had never realized it was a book. I always thought it was just a red hat with like a ribbon, but it's a book. And that was mind-blowing, honestly. So that was my takeaway from the movie, that the librarian villager, has a book on its head. Everything else I hated. That information, very precious to me. So yeah, there's that. We were then gonna watch The Winx, but we were so like affected emotionally by that movie that watching The Winx would have been like too much craziness, too much stupidity in one night. So we opened the episode, like the next one that we had to watch, but like we never really pressed play. I mean, we pressed play for like 2 seconds when the like music started, the opening song, and then paused, and then never pressed play again. So yeah, we were just like watching random videos and talking, and somehow we still only went to bed at 6 a.m. and we had to wake up early-ish because I had to work today. So yeah. Also, I think it was 1 hour and a half that I went to work because today was the holiday, but I had stuff to do. I think I mentioned this. So yeah, I did that, and then came back home, obviously, and read Dragon Keeper. And I think I read exactly 100 pages. But I still, like I said, want to read a bit more. So that's what's happened. Tomorrow I'm going to be at the biobank all day, which is gonna really suck. Especially like Mondays and Fridays, it's especially sucks because they're like extra samples, and I hate it. And also I do have to go home, so I have to catch the train. So it always sucks that I sometimes like leave way later than I wanted to. But yeah, so tomorrow doesn't sound, very exciting. It probably won't be. But yeah, I'm going home to my parents' house tomorrow night. I mean, late afternoon, I guess. And yeah, hopefully, like, I would love to finish Dragon Keeper tomorrow, but I don't know. I think I will be like so tired when I get home that I don't know if I'll be able to read like as much as I need to read, because I will still have like almost 200 pages to go, maybe definitely over 150. So that still sounds like a lot of pages for me to read in the state that I will probably be in. So I don't know if I will be able to finish it tomorrow or if I will only finish it like on Saturday. But either way, I will talk to you probably on Saturday. Okay, hello. So it is Saturday night, and I have reading updates. Not as many as I would have liked, but I have some updates. And so I finished Dragon Keeper earlier today. My goal was to finish it last night, but that did not happen. But I finished it today, and I really liked it. Like, it was very slow, for sure, like extremely slow. Not that much happened in terms of the plot. Like, it could have been all condensed into like
a few hundred pages, a couple hundred pages, but not anything crazy happened, but I did really like it, especially because I really like the main characters that we're following. So like I was cool with just following them. Like yes, I wanted it to be faster, but like I wasn't very upset about the pacing. I wasn't really like bored with the slow pacing, which is great for me. And yeah, I really like the characters, and I really like overall like this world and the magic. So I was, immersed, and I was having a good time. I was very invested. Like there was no point where I was like bored. Like I said, I was always like invested in wanting to read it. And a way that I can really differentiate if I'm enjoying a book or not is if I can just like read it physically, just physically, or if I need like the audiobook to help me along when I'm, bored. And yeah, I didn't use an audiobook at all for this one, so I was definitely very invested. The problem that I have is that I feel like the ending wasn't, as intense as an ending should be. There was like really no climax in this book. It was all very the same tone. So, yeah, I was invested, but I wasn't like wowed. So, I don't know. I'm debating between 4 or 3.5 stars. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I was thinking about 4 stars the whole time, but then the ending, it's not that I disliked it. I still liked it, but I was expecting more from it. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very confused about what I'm thinking of rating it, because like overall I was having a good time. And yeah, like I said, I didn't dislike the ending at all. I liked it. The like very last scene, it said something interesting up. I think if like what happened is, or like what will happen is what I think will happen, that will be very interesting because it will kind of change some dynamics. So I'm excited to go into the second book to find out. But yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It felt like we were just, you know, in the middle of the book going into, the next scene. It didn't feel like it was, oh my God, I can't wait to get to the next book. Like, what a cliffhanger. Not at all. And even like in terms of action, like a climax of the action, that didn't happen either. Like, in this part of the book where you expected it to happen, it really didn't. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is the second book in a row that I'm confused about the rating because, well, the other one I was feeling okay about the book and then I really liked the ending. And this one I was feeling good about the book and the ending was just fine. So yeah, I don't know. Also, the other one I'm talking about is A Court of Mist and Fury, which I had given 3.75 stars to. Now, after I have like another degree of separation from the ending, after some time has passed, I have decided on 3.5 because I did like the ending. I really like the ending, but it's not really enough to be almost 4 stars. So I did decide on 3.5s. And yeah, this one I also have the same debate. It's like the completely different, like the opposite, but the dilemma is the same. So there's that. And yeah, I this is everything that I've read like this week is this book. And then just now, like just before filming, I started Alien Echo and I read just the first chapter. So I literally have nothing to tell you. I don't even know the name of the main character following. Honestly, I don't know if he was told because it was like her talking about stuff. So I don't know if her name was even said, but I know that she has a twin sister called Viola. So there's that. And this is sci-fi horror, and they're like in some planet, and the sky is orange in that planet, which she finds very unsettling. And her sister is sick. She has like some autoimmune disease. And so being in like these other, planets, she's not really like her body doesn't really deal well with being in these environments. And so they're trying to, find a cure for her, obviously. And her parents, they're both like very smart. And her mom is a xenobiologist. Her dad, I forgot. And the main character, she wants to go to Earth or come to Earth, I guess. And yeah, that's all that I've gathered, which is not much. But I still plan on reading some more of it tonight. So hopefully I will. And yeah, that is everything that has happened. I don't really know when I last talked to you. I don't know if it was Thursday. It probably was, because Wednesday, it probably wasn't because I was with my friend. So it probably was Thursday. So yeah, nothing really happened. So yesterday I was at the biobank all day, which absolutely suck, especially because like I was at the biobank all day, but I still had like a lot of lab work to do of like my work. So I had to like figure that all out and try to fit it all together. And like I did manage, but I hated all of it. It was too much. I did not have fun. And yeah, but I mean, it was still like the parts that I was not in the biobank, like doing my own things, great, so much better. Even if I was like stressed and like rushing, so much better, so much more fun. The biobank, hated. But yeah, then I went home, like packed, got all the things, and got on the train to come back to my parents' house. And obviously, I slept on the train the whole way because I always do, even if I'm planning on like reading or like writing or like, I don't know, doing literally anything other than sleeping, I always end up sleeping. So like yesterday I didn't even try to do anything else. I just closed my eyes and accepted my fate, really. So yeah, and today I went to the beach to have lunch with my dad, and tomorrow I'm actually going like back to my like the city where I work early, like in the morning. I mean, we're gonna be there at like noon because my mom like is coming back from her work trip, so and like to that airport in that city, so we are gonna get her and like have lunch with her. And yeah, I will be like at my own place way earlier than usual, and hopefully I will read some more of Alien Echo. And then I don't know if I'm going to continue reading The Devils, which I started last week and then didn't pick it back up this week at all. And you may be wondering, why did I start another book if I'm already reading another book that I haven't even like touched in a week? That's because I'm in the mood for like horror. Although I think the other one is horror as well, but I'm in the mood for something quicker, and that one is not quick. And hopefully, I think this is like 200 and something pages, and the other one is like 5 to 600. So much faster. But yeah, I don't know if I will. I mean, obviously, I will read this, but if I want to read something else as well, I don't know if I will read The Devils or if I will start the second book in this series, because I also want to read that pretty soon, hopefully, like during the next week. And that book is surely long, so maybe I should start on that, you know? Decisions. I am terrible at them. But yeah, that is all for now. Also, I have the second book of The Wheel of Time there, literally on my desk, waiting to be read or reread. And I also want to read that, but that is definitely not going to be quick. And I'm not going to start yet another fantasy book because The Devils is fantasy and horror. The second book in the Rainwild Chronicles is fantasy, and again, not quick. So I'm not going to be, crazy and start The Great Hunt as well because, I have limits. So yeah, I will probably start it maybe after I finish The Devils. Possibly, I don't know. But yeah, I think that is everything that I had to tell you. So I'm going to hopefully read some more of this book, and I will probably only talk to you on Monday to wrap up the vlog.
Okay, so it is actually Tuesday because yesterday I had no time to film, but I'm here to wrap up the weekly vlog. And so on Sunday, did I talk to you on Saturday? I think so. On Sunday, I read some more of Alien Echo. I got to 56%, and I can now tell you that the main character is called Olivia. And honestly, like, I'm liking it, but it took so long to get to the point, to like what's actually happening, to the action, to learning, what the plot even is. And like there is so much focus on like a romance, on like the main character's crush for like this almost 50%. It's just her like being obsessed and like in love with someone, and like I don't care. And I mean, I'm going into this to have like sci-fi and horror, not romance. So not loving that, but now that we're, finally getting to the point of like there are some secrets and like some creatures, and there was something like really bad that happened, and we also learned like stuff about the like main character's family. Like there were secrets there, but also it seems that there are secrets about like the planet that they're on, or like whatever is around. So I'm interested in that for sure. So like I'm liking it, but there was like way too much focus on the romance for my liking. Like I do not care about that at all. But yeah, a lot did happen in the last couple chapters that I read, which I'm excited for, like to continue to find out what's happening. But you know, until we got to the 50% mark, it was just a lot of waiting and just a lot of like the romance and like these characters just life, and I didn't care as much, but hopefully now I will be more invested. But yeah, I didn't end up starting anything else. I don't know why I thought that I would have time for that. Obviously didn't, but I did come back to my place like on Sunday. I mean, we came back like to the city on Sunday morning. Then we had like lunch with my mom, who had just come from her trip. And then like my parents went home and I stayed here for like the rest of the day, obviously. And I'm obviously still here, but I didn't really do much. I just like read and just chilled, which was great. But yeah, I think that is everything that I have to tell you for that week. Like in this week, it's Tuesday, but already a lot has happened. But for the week that this vlog is about, I think that is everything. And so this week I read Dragon Keeper and I read 56% of Alien Echo, and that was 732 pages, which is not as much as I wanted. Honestly, not as much as I thought either. I thought I had read more, but you know, anything above 700 I'm like happy-ish with. So yeah, and also like I'm kind of behind on my reading goal, like in terms of books, but in terms of pages I'm almost 2,000 pages ahead, because I just in general read very long books, which obviously gives me a lot of pages but not as much like number of books. So that's a struggle that I'm dealing with. But anyway, that is what I've read, and that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!